James.
All right, Mr. Gardner for the plaintiff, Mr. Greer for the defense. Mr. Gardner is in examination, and we're going to do about 2 minutes at 220 words per. Are we ready?
Ready.
Ready? During that first visit, did you have any conversation with anyone relating to adjustments that were proposed to the books by Ames and Ames?
I believe there was a discussion, but I can't recall exactly who was on it, but there was an accounts receivable reserve adjustment.
Can you recall what was said on the subject of the accounts receivable reserve adjustment?
Excuse me, you say you don't recall who, but was that someone at Ames and Ames or?
Not from Ames and Ames. There were no people from Ames and Ames involved in my visit over those 4 days.
Do you recall whether it was an employee at Northern as opposed to United General's staff, or was it outside parties?
Or both?
No.
Or all of them?
It was probably all of them.
Mr. Gardner, I haven't said anything before, but I don't think the witness needs coaching. I am sure he can answer the questions himself.
I'm sorry, I didn't think I was coaching the witness.
Please take a little more time with formulating your questions, sir.
Well, all right then. Can you recall more specifically what was said with regard to accounts receivable adjustments proposed by Ames and Ames?
A copy of this aging of accounts was produced at the first meeting, and I pointed out to Mr. Folsom that while I knew there were collection problems, I thought they should be more concerned about the validity of the accounts receivable.
I am sorry, this would pertain to the meetings at Northern, or are we still on Ames and Ames?
Pardon me, I got back to the meeting. I don't remember that anyone from Ames was there.
You said a copy of the aging report was produced. Was that dated December 31?
I believe it was from January.
Do you recall whether that was prepared by Northern personnel?
Yes, Northern personnel.
You make any inquiry into how they determined the validity of the accounts receivable reserve that had been set up on the books in September?
No, the specific amounts were not discussed.
Was there any other conversation concerned with accounts receivable or any related matter?
When, please?
During that first visit?
Very definitely. Mr. Folsom and I had talked on the 9th, I believe, with Mr. Tabor. If I may disagree.
Well, I don't.
Please let him answer, Howard.
All right.
When we arrived at Northern, I was introduced to a group they had assembled in Mr. Donnelly's office. There were several people there. Donnelly said that United General was going to give them some assistance in setting up new procedures.
Stop, right?
Yep.